Hello everybody, Ghost Gen 3 here today. Yes, looks like a cat food bag, and it is. This is a 16-ounce bag, and what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to make an emergency pack, meaning that the world's gone to hell. Maybe you're stuck somewhere you can't get back to your home or location where you have your gear, because we all love to have our gear. So one of the two things that I always stress in my videos, or I write in the briefings under, is two things. One, options. Always have options, and there always is options. You just have to think about them, depending on your tactics, your situation, your weapons, or whatever it is, and your thinking as well. Survival. The other, hands-free. I'm always talking hands-free. Whatever it is you can do, you want to be able to do it hands-free. So what we're going to talk about today is how to make a pack of anything you see. So let's pretend in this scenario you have nothing. I mean, you're like, maybe you had to ditch your gear or whatever happened. We can sit here all day with scenarios. So you need to get some supplies to either walk home, drive home, whatever you got to do, or to your location where you need to go. And along the way, or while you're in rural city or whatever, to get some gear, some food, some supplies, whatever it is. So carrying in your pockets, that only does, you're limited. You know, you need a bag or some kind. So you want to get a bag, and then like this is a regular cat bag, you know, with dry food. Call them crunchies, but same thing. And this one's a 16 ounce right here. So let me show you the size here. Now, here's another bag of dog food, meaning the dry food, the crunchies. And this one here is excuse me, an 8-pound bag. A lot smaller, but better than nothing. Now, you don't want to carry either one of these bags with stuff that you find to help you and your whoever you're with or by yourself, and then carry it like this or carry it like that, because you're going to get tired. You're going to need hands-free, and if you got to fight off anybody or animals or bad people, you want to be hands-free, and you're going to be able to move a lot quicker. So you can make a bag out of this too. I'm going to show you with the big one first. Alright, so let's say you're looking around. This is the closest you can find to a bag, but you can use anything. You know what? These are plastic type. They're going to make a little bit of noise, but like I said, this is last-ditch emergency situation. If you can find a potato sack, awesome. Some of those mesh kind of bags that carry oranges or other stuff like that, great. But basically anything, because right now you just need a pack. You need something to put your supplies in while you get back to where you need to go to get your real gear and be ready, or just get the hell out. So alright, here's what you're going to do. You're going to look around. Obviously we found our bag. Okay, so we found our bag. You're going to look around for other stuff, because you want to find some kind of string. This is polypropylene, basically just your basic string and stuff. So you want to get some strings. These are going to be your shoulder straps. Remember, this is nothing fancy. This is just to get you from point A to point B in a quick emergency. Now I'm going to show you how to cut this without a knife. Remember, let's just say we don't even have our knives. I know most of us were like, hell no, I would always have my knife. Me included, my friends. But let's just say, I mean, we're just straight bone. We don't have nothing on us for whatever reason. So I'm going to show you how to cut most strings, most cords, 550 cords, any of that kind of stuff without a knife. So to get the length you're going to need for your shoulder strap, because this is what we need. So you're going to find any kind of string. I don't care if it's vines from a plant, whatever it is, as long as it's some kind of string, even if it's flat or whatever it is. Okay, so it has to be flexible though. Now you're going to look for anything else, anything like this. This is a golf ball, just a simple small golf ball. This is a piece of bone. My dog chews on this, but you know, you'll find bones around. This is just like a tennis ball, but smaller. Here's all three. You can see the different sizes. So anything like this, anything that's going to give you some girth, some area like where you can wrap around, I'll show you. Other things too, in case you can't find anything round like that or whatever, you can even use something like this. This is just basically a tube, plastic tube, PVC. You know, it's just laying around. And the other thing here, which is probably one of your things you're going to find everywhere, is just napkins. This is paper napkins. You can take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, a couple of them, crunch them up like this. You want everything to be kind of like in a ball. If not, like I said, that PVC, you're just going to need something, because we're going to shove this in the bag and we're going to wrap around it. So this right here, as you can tell, is just paper. A bunch of napkins together that were wet. I threw them down, left them in the backyard. See what happened, and now they're all kind of tougher. But basically, if you can get paper, look, if I were to wrap this, it's even bigger. So you don't need them that big. This is a good size right here. So I'm going to demonstrate what each one, for the most part, what you need to do. So we're going to start with the corners right here on the inside. So let's use the paper here first. So this is just rolled up in a ball. You can't find anything else. So you can always pretty much find garbage, some kind of garbage, and this is what's going to be, garbage. Just wrapped up in a ball. So you're going to go in here. We're going to go to these two corners. And in these two bottom corners of the bag, and make sure there's no holes, of course. And remember, we don't have a knife, we don't have scissors, we don't have none of our great stuff. Just bare hands and your brain. So we're going to put, what you want to do is put these two things, and one I'm going to use a ball. In fact, I'll use the golf ball. In fact, you know what? I'll use the bone, just to make it more interesting. So we want to put two objects on the bottom of the bag here, because that's where we're going to attach our shoulder straps, or strings actually, but you know, for carrying purposes. So that's what we're going to do. Anything in the bottom of these two corners. So let's start with the first one. Oh, you know what? Before we start, I guess I should show you on the string. We have nothing to cut it. I'm sure looking around you'll be able to find something metal or a brick or something to cut the string, but let's just say you can't. So you're going to need a certain size of string, so you're going to measure, obviously, let's do 4 feet or something, because you're going to have to wrap around the corners like this. If this was in the corner of the bag, you're going to have to wrap it around like that. Not too much, quick knot, and then it's going to be to the other side, because we're going to do all 4 corners. So basically we need to cut, say, let's say we got to cut 6 inches. Well, we need a way to do it, and here's what you do. Let me get the camera. You're going to use your feet, but you can basically tie one string or cord from one object to another. It doesn't have to be super tight, as long as it's kind of steady. So let's say my finger is an object, a plant, and this is a tree or something, thicker plant. It doesn't have to be like this super tight. It can be just like that. But you need 2 points. So let me use my feet, my shoes here. So let me play with the camera here, my friends. And what I'm going to demonstrate right now, my camera doesn't fall here. Alright, let me see if I can get this so you guys can see. Trying to use this kind of a reference right here so I know where the hell I'm at. Oh, alright, see if I can see my feet right here. Alright, I can see my feet. I know that sounds funny. Okay, I'm just trying to, I don't have somebody videotaping me, my friends, so I'm kind of using a reference. Alright, so we see our string. It's a big long string like this one right here, you know, as you can see. So this thing right here looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This almost looks about 6 feet right here, just polypropylene. So basically what we're going to need to do, obviously, is cut it. And this is basically polyester right here, but like I said, it could be most anything. So what we're going to do, we want to cut down this, let's just say we want to cut a foot off of this right here. So what you do is you're going to wrap it, just real simple, around your foot, and then you're going to step on it, as you can see right there. Okay, there we go. Alright, and then the second part, because we're, you know, where we want to cut, we want to get rid of about, and remember, it's where you want to cut. So I'm stepping on it right here. Then you're going to wrap it around your other foot here. And now you pretty much have 2 points that are kind of tight. Now we want to cut off this side on my right foot, as you can see. And we're going to get rid of about a good, 6-7 inches. So remember, we have nothing to cut. You could use a piece of bone. That would help you cut it if you needed to, like this. It'd take a while, but you can. So remember, we have nothing, no knife, nothing at all. We're going to use good old science, friction. So we're going to use this part of it right here, and I'm going to demonstrate pulling back and forth. And you want to do it kind of fast, because that's how friction works, doing it fast, not slow. So we're going to do it right here. So all you do is come here. Where you're going to cut, that's where you want your the string to be. So let me zoom in a bit here. Alright, so we're going to cut right there, right here. So I grab this part of the end of the string and just start working it. Not going to be exact, but you want to stay in the same spot. There we go. Faster you do it, the better the friction works, and then you pull it. Okay, see? We just cut off a good little, let's see, about 12 inches, a foot right here. We just cut that off. Okay, so I just showed you how to cut a cord or any kind of string with friction using its own body. Now for poly, this is what it is. It's not 550 cord, obviously. So this came out, and that's fine. It doesn't matter. Now, so you can see the cord here. All you're going to do is pull like this because you want to get the skin on this one. It doesn't matter, folks. Look, this stuff is still strong. It's what's inside of this, but it's still strong. So, alright, now we're going to go back to the table. Now that you guys know how to do that. Pardon me, I'm adjusting the camera right here, folks. Okay, so now we're going to continue. Polypropylene, which I always have a hard time saying it, has this thinner stuff. Now, if you ever had to get inside of it, kind of like the 550 cord, they have 7 strands, or depending how many millimeter size of the cord. This is really soft. You could actually use this for many purposes. For your teeth, you know, kind of a floss. But you can also use this to tie, so you have more instead of just a whole cord if you don't have any more. So this stuff's still good. So you can get a lot of ideas from that. So don't let it fool you that it's weak. Now, as you can tell, the body of it, kind of the cover, the hose, shrank in there. So you just pull it down so you can cover some of it, and then that's it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to use this. Remember the paper. Anything that's a kind of a ball shape. If you have nothing that's sphere-like, well, then you can use like the PVC. As long as it's an object and it's going to be at the ends of here, because that's going to be the bottom of our pack. Obviously, it's going to be the top because it's the opening. So let's shove this in here. You guys can see that. Doesn't matter whatever corner. Make sure you have it nice and tight in there. So now in this corner, remember, it's not going to look pretty. This is just an emergency pack that you can use to carry stuff in and get the hell out. So make sure you don't want to take up a lot of space. You see what I'm doing? The paper that I just had in there, basically garbage, is in there. You're going to turn it a little bit, not too much. And this is plastic, it's harder. Imagine working with something like tarp maybe, a little bit, or say a potato sack. Anything like that would be easier to work with. But so, okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take that long cord that we found, and we're going to tie it. It doesn't matter what knot, folks. I mean, this is, I like using square knots a lot, because remember, this is not something you're going to save unless you really have to. Then fine, you can't go wrong with a square knot. Pretty simple. Okay, there you go. There's the first one. Make sure it's nice and snug and tight, because you don't want this to get loose. So, and remember, whatever you're using as a string, because it's going to be your shoulder harnesses, some stuff is easier to unknot. So make sure your knot is nice and tight. So there we go. We have that one ready. So you take a good look there. Next one, we're going to use a piece of bone. Just because, remember, I'm acting like you could pretty much use anything. So same thing we're going to do here. We're going to take our string here. And we're going to shove the bone, same thing, on the other opposite corner. Now make sure that's in there tight, so you want to take up as much space as you can. Squeeze it down, you're basically choking it. Turn it, because that way you get the space out of here in air. Now we want to tie it. And like I said, I just use a square knot, but you can use different ones. Remember, on this kind of situation, you might need to use this cord again for something, whether it's defensive, offensive, for hanging a tarp, for your homemade tent or shelter, anything like that. So remember, we're just basing this off of last ditch, we got no choice scenario, and we need a pack, something to carry stuff in. Alright, this is what it looks like. Kind of funny, of course. That's alright. And There you go. Remember, there's a piece of bone right here you guys just saw, ladies and gentlemen. And right here, just basically napkins, trash, paper in a ball. Works awesome. Your bottom's right here, still open. Remember, this is a 16-ounce bag. Okay, now, remember, we have no knife or nothing. This is what the bottom looks like now. Both your strings are there. These are going to be your shoulder straps. So now we need to get them up here. It'd be nice with this kind of plastic, if you can, you'd make a hole with something. And I'm sure you could find something. And then through the hole, you would take the rest of your cord here and go through the hole and just tie a knot. But since that's not our luxury right now, we have no knife, nothing, we don't want to mess up our teeth, we're going to do similar to what we did in the bottom. So we can take some more of this just trash, napkin, just rolled up in a ball. So here we go. Now we put it in the same corner like in the opposite, except that this is open. We needed that open. Put our stuff in. So we're going to turn it, not too much because we want to have space here. It's not a big bag, but it's big enough. So we're going to use the same one that's on the same side. And I would say kind of measure it out, but remember, you're going to put more stuff in there. So main thing is you want, I'll back up here, you want this to be, it's going to go around your shoulders. So you can kind of wing it there. Wrap it around a couple times, tight. I mean, like you're choking this thing. And here we go with our little square knot. And look at this. I'm like I said, I didn't come out with 550 cord or something like that. That stuff's awesome. Just whatever it takes. Like I said, if a vine, I've done this with a vine in the woods, and even in the jungle. So here we go. Now you have your one side that's done. You can see. Looks wide. It probably is, but watch. We'll see. Now we're going to use the golf ball. So I'm using different stuff, so you know that basically you can pick anything, as long as it's spherical, ball-like, or similar. Could be rocks are good. I've used rocks before. Anything kind of an average size rock. You don't want to get too big. Anything like this or what I've shown you, tennis. No, you don't want to go tennis ball size, but unless you got a really big bag. But this is, come on, you can find this stuff almost anywhere. But remember, we're talking about, hey, civilization is messed up, or you need to do it. I mean, maybe riding. You're caught in a moment where you don't have a bag, and now you know how to make one. Just by anything you can try to find. And trust me, this is not the only way. There's about a million ways to do this, and using other stuff you can find. So here we go. Now we go on the same side, and we're going to tie this baby down. Doesn't matter if your cord or whatever looks ugly or it's dirty, because you know what? It's serving a purpose. It's not here to look pretty like the awesome packs that many of us have. So this is another square knot. Like I said, I love square knots, but any knot will do that's going to stay there because you need it to hold stuff. Okay, so now, as ugly as this looks, because this is not for contest, beauty contest or gear contest. You now have your pack, your survival pack. Here, your two ends on the bottom, as you can see. And, you know, different things here from a paper that's just crushed together in a ball. Over here you got a dog bone, basically a bone, but my dog plays with it, so I say dog bone, but basically a round, not even round bone. I mean, you saw the shape of it. Here we have that napkin part. Look, you can still see part of it there, but smaller, which is fine because you want it a little bit smaller on top. And here we have a golf ball. You can probably still see in here, but so both strings are tied up right here. Now, let's load this up because I'm going to show you. We're looking for supplies, right? So, let's say I filled this up with water, or I just found it. You know, got to have water, number one thing. So, we just filled this up. And remember, you want to tie this nice and tight because if you start carrying too much water, this thing's not going to be like one of the super packs. This is whatever emergency gear, clothes, food, water you can get, and shelter type, and get the hell out and travel. So with your hands free, we're going to shove this in. Look at, these are both two different sizes. One is, this is a 42.2 fluid ounce bottle. This obviously is a 2 liter right here. So we're going to shove that in there. And if it doesn't have water, that's okay, because you know what? Now we have a container to go, when we finally eventually find water or some kind of liquid, then we can fill them up. So let's put another 2-liter. It's empty, so it's okay. Now we have like our wannabe canteen. Because remember, we have nothing on it. And so just pretend, you know, maybe find a t-shirt or something that you can use, clothes, anything, shove it in there. Remember, this is a 16-ounce bag. So all right, now we're going to put it on. So let me raise this up right here. Okay. Let me see so you guys can demonstrate this to you guys. All right. So here's your brand new pretty pack. Look at that. It's open. We got our bottles in there. Let's say we got other supplies we just found on the street or emptied stores, that kind of thing. Here's your shoulder harnesses. One's a little longer than the other, of course, because we're just winging it. But I'm going to show you how this works. So basically, it's 1 and 2. Now notice they're a bit long. I'm going to tell you what to do on that too. So basically, I have a pack. As you can tell, it works. So these strings here are basically a little too long, right? But remember, we had no choice. We're just cutting, and then we're going to see, you know, where we go. There's your pack right here. So what you can do with these right here is basically crisscross them like this. See how this just raised up? I'll show you right now. Okay, this is hanging low. See that right there? You obviously don't want it low. So you're going to crisscross these like this. Alright, then you can raise it. See that? Get you on this side. You don't see too much of my hair there. Alright, see? Crisscross them. Now, basically, you can keep wrapping up on top. The reason I leave it kind of extra is because you're going to probably shove more stuff in there. And that's where you're going to need more of this, or the strength of it. So what you can do, basically, like I said, is crisscross this. Crisscross it again. It starts to raise up, as you can see. And then basically hold on to it, basically. Like I said, hands free. There's a way to tie it around here. Like I said, I just want to erase it. Because remember, you're going to take this thing off. So you want to keep going like this. And then basically you keep turning and turning, it's going to get nice and tight. Now, if you can attach it to something on yourself, that's better. But let me show you an even easier way. So remember, we're doing this just raw. Okay, so now we want to adjust this pack. You know, our great, beautiful pack we just created. And basically, take this again, start wrapping it like this. Remember, here's the opening, so that's, you want to do it from there. You can do it from the bottom too. Start wrapping it. And you're going to have to play by ear, but you're going to wrap it some more. On the top, same thing. And you want to do this nice and snug. But like I said, if you want to measure out, that's fine too, because then that way you don't have to play with this all wrapping like I'm doing. But that doesn't matter. You get the gist of it. Alright, so now we're going to put this back on. As soon as I can find the cord, there it is. And there we go. Easy trick. Just wrap it around. You can keep tying in knots, by the way. You know, you always can untie a knot. So there you go. There's your pack. So now you just have your emergency pack, as you can see, and carry your supplies. And be hands-free, as I'm always saying. Have your options. Now you know how to cut one of these cords with the same cord using friction, and you have no knife. Like I said, hell yeah, I'm gonna have my knife everywhere. Even when I'm dropped dead, it'll be on my body. So, but like I said, last resort, there's nothing. Don't panic. There's ways to do stuff like this. Now you know how to do your emergency pack out of a cat food bag, you know, dry food. But you could use almost anything. See that? This thing will hold its weight. So there you go, folks. Emergency pack made just with the raw materials that you would find in an emergency area. You got nothing else. Like I said, I've seen, watch on TV, folks, how many people you'll see, you know, poor people, especially the ones that just don't get it, and they don't prepare. They just don't. There's people, you know, a lot of good people just don't prepare. And you'll watch TV even now, back east or in the west or wherever. whether it's a storm or ice storm or snow. Power outages heard recently in a central part of the United States, and they told everybody to get supplies. The mayor got out and said it. And what happened? The majority of people panicked, went to all the stores, pretty much looted the whole place. Others places they bought most everything, and then they show the shelves completely empty. Not even a damn candy bar was left. Not even a small water bottle. And then you have people that the media are interviewing saying, well, I'm waiting for, all the stores. We went there and we thought we could get food and water, and it's gone. It's gone. Very nice people, I'm sure. Very naive. They don't see the world or emergencies. They think they can, they're so used to going to the refrigerator. There's always food. I can go to the store when I want. It's pretty sad, but it's not that way. If you went to those stores and you had nothing, like a lot of those good people did, you could look around and find something like this. Garbage you can find all the time. Garbage is everywhere. This pretty much is garbage. I throw this away when I finish loading this up into a container for my dogs and cats. So this is basically stuff you're going to find. Like I said, it doesn't have to be this bag. It can be any kind of bag and then make it into it. In fact, you can even use a blanket type and make that into a pack. Just getting all the corners pulled in together, but putting some kind of ball thing like this with paper or anything, and then put your strings or cord and make it into a pack so you can hold something or carry it sideways. Look, you can even carry this like this sideways, kind of like a messenger bag. See that? I have the other cord here. I could actually get that cord as well. Now I have double the strength, and I'm carrying my stuff right here, protected. Got my arm here, yet I'm still hands-free if I got to fight any zombies or bad people, which we do know. A lot of you people that are good out there think that everybody's good. Wait till they're starving and have no food, and they see you with a bag with food. Wait till you see what happens. People panic, even the best people, and next thing you know, they're starving. They're not used to have a meal every day. Now they know starvation the first time. You're either going to become a meal, or what you have, your supplies. Basically, good people that turn pretty violent and crazy because they want to survive. And they weren't prepared. So beware of these things. A lot of people say, "Oh, that'll never happen." Look at history. It does happen, and it will happen, and it continues to happen worldwide. So I'm not here to scare anybody. I'm just here saying, be prepared. I'm showing you methods. The best thing is when we have all our gear. That's awesome. But in case you don't, hey, look. Now I have a messenger bag. Little backpack if I want. Day pack. Here's where I got all my stuff. Look. Now you guys know. Take notes on this, and I'm sure there's others. There's a million ways to do this. I'm sure more than what I'm showing you. I'm giving you the raw basics, so you can take anything and then, you're done. Let me show you one other thing. This is a cat litter box. Now, can you use this to put stuff in there? Of course you can. But here's the problem with a bucket or anything like this. If you put food, bottles of liquid that you're going to use, hopefully water, but any kind of liquid emergency. Now you got to carry this with your hand. And now you have one hand free. And this stuff gets heavy. Anybody's carried a bucket, work construction, I've been there. You're carrying this, you're carrying something heavy. You're going to be leaning, especially if you have a long way to go. You're going to put it down, rest, put it down, rest. So it's better than nothing, don't get me wrong. But now you know, this is far more easier. This way, some of these cords, the more you put in there, might cut in your neck. Hey, put a sweatshirt over it, or like I have right here. That'll protect your neck, or any kind of material or anything like that. You can put a bandana around your neck, and then this won't cut into you. So this really won't, because it's light too. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, here's the messenger emergency bag / day pack backpack. It works. There's many ways of doing this. Click on the like button. Tell me what you guys think. If you guys have any ideas too, you got to create something out of nothing. Hey, love to hear them. I'm always learning. I may know a lot of stuff, but you know what? We all learn tips from someone else. That's just a fact. Sometimes you get them in your head. That's great. But nothing wrong with learning from others as well. It's good to share knowledge and information. That's how we all learn, and we learn more on top of that. So click on the like button. I would appreciate that. And hope you guys subscribe, see more videos and more tactical things and unique stuff. Talk to you soon. Take care.